Still Loading podcast is brought to you by the wonderful people on Patreon. Amazing people like Red from the Kaito and Red Show, Kevin from the Bit by Bit Foundation, Sang H, Parallax Puddles, Melissa S, Pib Extra, Mike from the Old Switcheroo podcast, Ryan K, Doug from the Nostalgia Marcana podcast, Matt aka Stormageddon, Stephen P, Gilmer, and Mr. Biscuits have all been wonderful enough to support the show over there. So if you would also like to get your name read at the beginning of an episode, along with a bunch of other goodies, go over to patreon.com/stillloadingpod and check out everything it has to offer. On this episode of Still Loading.
Hey, man! I'm the fantastic fungus, the supercharged mushroom of might. I'm the Toad Warrior.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to this new episode of the Still Loading podcast. I'm your host, Josh Koval, and today's episode, it is another episode where we cover the Super Mario Brothers Super Show, and this week's episode is episode 13. That's right, that is called the Toad Warriors. Well, the live action segment is called EC the Extra Creepy, and the animated segment is called the Toad Warriors. It was directed by Dan Riba, because I have to roll the R of his name, Riba, written by Phil Harnage, and it came out on September 25th, 1989. This episode is wild. If you want an episode filled to the brim with red pasta sauce, with just pasta sauce, or tomato sauce, whatever the fuck they call it, this is the episode for you. And joining me to bathe in the pasta snow, joining me, my co-host with the mo-host, Dexter Morrill. Dex, how are you doing today?
It's me, the EC, the extra co-host with the mo-host.
Oh, shit. Look at this is why we pay Dexter the big bucks here.
Yes, $2.
Well, what's up, Dexter? How are you doing?
Oh man, I'm excited for some Road Warriors references and a He-Man reference. Yes.
Is there a He-Man reference?
Oh, absolutely.
I don't know He-Man all that well, so I wish I could say that I caught it, but I did not.
Kind of fitting with right now He-Man being in theaters.
I've heard the movie's not bad either.
It was fine. I did not mind it, but it's bombing in the box office right now.
Well, of course. Oh, in the box office. Oh,
yeah,
sucks.
it's not doing great. All the Gen Zers are going out to see the Gen Z movies that are out right now. The Backrooms and Obsession and.
Hey man, let them get their own pop culture. It's nice to see some new things coming out that are not just fucking retreads. No offense to He-Man, but I'm technically millennial. He-Man wasn't part of my childhood ish. Like he was and he wasn't. I saw like the early 2000s reboot animated show that I really liked when I watched it. I thought that was really cool, and then I learned about the toy line after the fact. Then I learned about the toy line in the original cartoon. I'm like, oh shit, this was an older cartoon? I had no idea at the time.
Ironically, I took my Gen Z nephews to see the He-Man movie.
What did they think of it?
And they were amped for it because they played with me and my brother's old He-Man toys when they were little. Because my parents held on to that stuff, and so like when they were growing up, they got to play with my old toys and stuff. And so I was just curious. I was like, "Are you guys excited about the He-Man movie?" And they're like, "Yeah." And I was like, "Really? How do you have any nostalgia for that?" And they're like, "Oh man, the sword is." And I was like, "Oh, you're from playing with our toys?" He was like, "Yeah." So they enjoyed the movie. So they that's one of those interesting like nostalgia through someone else's nostalgia kind of situations.
I almost wonder if like after we finish the Mario Super Show, instead of doing like more video game cartoons, we just do He-Man or G.I. Joe. Because there's there's not really He-Man video games. There's G.I. Joe video games, though.
Yeah, that's true.
But anyway, it's funny that you bring up the younger generation thing, like kind of being into stuff that we were when we were kids. My youngest cousin, who's only 12, I want to say, I'm taking him and his older brother, who I think is 15, both my cousins, to Too Many Games this year, because I go to that convention every year, and I found out my youngest cousin, who will remain nameless because I don't know if he wants to be on mic or not, he asked for an NES for Christmas.
What?
And he got one. He doesn't have a tube TV, but he's got an NES, and I'm like, dude. Wait, I asked him, like, wait, really? He goes, yeah, because he came over to my house once or twice. We would have what we called bro days, and it was just we played old school video games, and he loved it, apparently.
That's awesome.
So I was incredibly surprised by that, and since he's 12, I might introduce him to Final Fantasy.
Yes. RPGs now, while they have the like abundance of time to play stuff like that.
Abundance of time, and also I think, like, just in general, those games I think do a lot for imagination. Like Final Fantasy VII blew my goddamn mind. I might see if I can get a way for him to play that somehow.
Yeah, that was my gateway Final Fantasy. I missed out on the earlier ones for the normal reasons. The classic American kid wasn't really into reading his video games, and like wasn't trying to figure out those kinds of like systems and all that stuff. Like, wasn't until later. And then Final Fantasy VII hit, and all the commercials, and seeing it at a friend's house. Pretty sure they were at the point where Sephiroth emerges from the flames in that cutscene. That was the part he was at when I went over to his house, and I was like, I need to have this game. This is incredible.
I wonder if I can get him hooked on it. I mean, 12 is like a good age for it too, man.
Oh, yeah.
That's a really good age for it. But anyway, we're not here to talk about forcing our nostalgia onto our younger family members.
You may hire us to do so if you need that.
Yeah, pay me a lot of money so I can pay off my house, please. We are here, though, to talk about the Mario Super Show, specifically episode 13 of the Super Show. Technically, if you're going by the run on Wikipedia, it's episode 16 because, Zelda is sprinkled in throughout there, but we didn't do it that way. Part of me wishes we would have, because then we could have had less Zelda to deal with, but we're almost done Zelda at this point.
Yeah, we've only got one left, I think, right?
One left next month, dude.
Ooh.
That's surreal.
Yes.
That is surreal that next month is already the last Zelda episode. I'll see who we can get for a guest for that. I'll see if maybe Luigi wants to come back on or something like that.
That'd be cool.
But anyway, so yes, EC the Extra Creepy. We start in the live action segment, as we do, unlike the Zelda episodes where we focus on just the Zelda cartoon and then just the live action segment. This one, we go back and forth, just like the show does. So the live action segment begins with Captain Louis Albee with a kind of like a reddish, like a pink red tie on underneath his overalls, because he is getting ready for a date. He got a computer date, which I guess this is like, I'm very confused about this. I almost wonder, was there online dating back in the 89 in 88 when this was filmed? What do you mean computer? Is it one of those dating services where they've put profiles into a computer and then they match people up and they mail you the results back? I don't know, what is this?
That's what I'm thinking, because I also know back then this is when you could go to a video shop and there would be people recording their own profiles. Be like, hi, I'm John Smith and I like long walks in the rain and I'm a Virgo and all that stuff. There used to be dating services that were like that on VHS tapes. And I'm wondering if there was something similar to that with computers.
I guess so. And so he's getting ready and Luigi's like, oh, where are we going out, Mario? And he goes, oh, we're not going anywhere. I have a computer date tonight. A computer date. Which I guess was, I don't know if that was the actual term for what it was back then, which is really funny to think about because that would also imply that the kids watching this also heard this term enough to know what that means.
Right.
And Luigi's looking over his criteria and he's like, what is it? You can bench press like 350 pounds. I forget what all the different qualities were, but he goes, "What kind of qualities are these, Mario?" He's like, "Those are mine. I got them off the bottom of a Rambo bubblegum card."
Yeah, I thought that was awesome. That checks out, like stuff like that from back then for sure. So.
I just love the idea. Like he gets all the like. No one's gonna believe him if it's from the Rambo bubblegum card. Anyway, so then he's reading the description of the girl, and I forget what the description is. It's pretty innocuous, like a girl with her head in the clouds, that kind of thing.
Yeah, Luigi says something like, "That could also be a 747 Mario."
Mm-hmm. And you find out why, because you meet his date right afterwards. The whole place shakes, and he thinks there's like something happening. And Luigi says, feels like an 18-wheeler. And Mario's like, well, you better be nice to Luigi, because I don't know. I have no idea why that was the next line after that. But he opens the door, and there is a woman with the most 80s hairstyle I've ever seen in my life. But like spritz a little bit with silver, because I guess she's trying to make her look more robotic. She's wearing like a blue jumpsuit, like a loose fitting blue jumpsuit with the widest shoulder pads you've ever seen in your life. Like the shoulder pads begin off of her shoulders. Do you notice that? Around like 2 minutes and 38 seconds, like at the still frame I have of this, like the beginning of the shoulder pads begins definitely like right as it's touching her shoulder, not like right at the end of her shoulder, not at normally where the shoulder meets the neck or something like that.
Yeah, it's way out. Yeah, it's crazy how far out the shoulders go. It's amazing. Also, before he opens the door, you can see lights and smoke like flashing, the lights flashing through the glass of the Mario Brothers plumber sign, or like glass door.
Mm-hmm. And the woman that's behind there, well, first off, before I say who she is, he introduces Luigi to her, and she just kind of waves, and then he goes, may I have your hand, because he wants to hold it, and she literally just takes her hand off and gives it to him. And honestly, pretty pretty decent little, like, it's not a special effect. It's literally just her hiding her hand in like a sleeve. But it works because most of her arm is hidden behind Mario, except for when she brings her arm down and you can see the blue like fabric, the shiny blue fabric of the jumpsuit is clearly over the top of her hand.
Yeah, they just stitched like her sleeve over her hand.
Yeah. And then it cuts to, then that's where the first half of the live segment ends and the cartoon begins. But before we get to the cartoon segment, Dex, the actress who plays this love interest for Mario, this computer date for Mario, is Claire Carey. She has been actually acting since 1987, so this was one of her earliest roles. I was looking her up just to see like what else she's done. Her most well-known role was as Kelly Fox in the TV show Coach. If you remember that show, Coach, with Craig T. Nelson.
I was going to say, and featuring Patrick Starr from SpongeBob.
Is it? Oh, yeah, you're right. Now, she played Kelly Fox from 89 to 94 on the show. The show technically ran until 97. I remember my dad used to like Coach a lot, too. I need to watch this. I'm curious to see how this sitcom holds up, if it holds up.
I want to say my brother was talking about watching Coach recently and said it still held up.
I'm really tempted to give it a shot. Oh yeah, Bill. I can't. Fagerbach. How do you pronounce like it's the voice of Patrick Starr? I don't know how you pronounce it though.
Oh, I just call him Patrick Starr.
Other weird fun fact: the brother of Dick Van Dyke, Jerry Van Dyke, is in the show Coach.
Yeah, he's hilarious in it too.
Is he still alive? No, he passed away in 2018. That's a bummer. So yeah, Claire Carey has been acting for a while. Weird fun fact I found out about her just because I was looking at her Wikipedia page. She was born in Rhodesia. I was like, what the fuck is Rhodesia? Where is that? And it's it's not a country anymore. It was an unrecognized state in southern Africa that existed from 1965 to 1979.
Whoa.
Yeah.
That's nuts.
I do not know what it is currently, but on the map, it is like, it's not above South Africa. I mean, it's above South Africa. Like, if you have South Africa, there's probably another country in between there. You know what? I'm curious now. If I go to a current world map, what does it show, right? Like, what or maybe when we do this block map of Africa, let's see what it is currently. It would be in where modern day Zimbabwe is, maybe Mozambique is where Rhodesia is located. I would say it's modern day Zimbabwe is the closest, based off what I'm seeing right here. I could be incredibly wrong, but based off what I'm seeing here, it looks like modern day Zimbabwe, which is, so that's where she was born. Apparently, she was born in Rhodesia. She is actually still acting as well. She was actually in I didn't realize, my wife and I watched Chuck a few years ago, and she's in that. I liked Chuck well enough.
And the very popular The Pit. She's in an episode.
Yeah, she's in an episode of The Pit, which I also need to watch because I've heard nothing but good things about that show.
Same, yeah.
I'm trying to see if there's anything else, but yeah, she is still acting, still doing it, which is really cool. I just found it super odd that she was just born in a country that no longer exists. She was born when? Hold on, she was born in '67 as well. And when did it end? Oh, 2 years after it was created, she was born there, apparently.
Wow.
Go figure. Anyway, so any other thoughts on the first half of this live action segment, Dexter, before we move on to the cartoon segment?
No, I actually thought, especially compared to last week or last month, I should say, compared to the Mario or Zelda episode that we did last, the setup was a lot more clever. The lines were a lot funnier. I thought Luigi was hilarious in both this half and the second half coming back. And same thing, yeah. Like when Computer Date came up, I was like, "Ew, what? Like that seems really ahead of its time." Even though it's not, I'm sure it was nothing like we imagine now. But I think it was a pretty funny concept, and then of course with an ET reference, EC for extra creepy or whatever.
I mean, you get the idea also from the title that she's going to be an alien. They kind of show it much. It's very clear later on.
Right.
So we get to the animated segment, Dexter, and this month's episode, the plumber's log is 1024 or 1024. I don't know which. The Bowser insults for Mario and his team that I was able to track. This one was not by Koopa, but it was called Pesky Plumbers, which is a go-to by Koopa. I think it was Mauser who was chasing after them.
That sounds right.
And called them Pesky Plumbers. Pesky Princess when he's speaking to just Toadstool. Sewer Scum, but not to, I think that wasn't to Mario, it was to his crew, I believe. I'm just kind of keeping track of all insults at this point.
Did you get the Koopa State Troopa one where he called King Koopa and told him I found Princess Toadstool and her faucet freak friends?
I thought that was the Pesky Plumbers. They say faucet freak friends?
Yeah.
Oh, I missed that one. You know what? I will have to add that to. Gosh dang! I'm trying to move this sheet around. Faucet freak friends. It is now added to the list.
Great alliteration there.
And then miserable wrench heads. I don't know why that one just got me. Loser Luigi. That sounds a little bit too much like our current Cheeto in Chief over there. Miserable little mushroom. I like that one a lot, actually. And then biker breath, which he's saying towards Toad.
There was also a name called to one of the Bob-ombs, also by the Koopa State Troopa.
I'm going to have to rewatch this and redo all these, I think, because I clearly missed some.
Yeah, they purposely aggravate the bob-omb that's supposed to be watching them, and so it lights itself. It lights its own wick, and Maria and everyone, they jump into the car to hide from the explosion, and Mauser goes, "You stupid banghead."
I will have to double check what that was, because I don't remember. I remember the scene you're talking about.
Yeah,
I just don't remember. I just don't remember him like saying that to the bob-omb. Excuse me. You know what? I'm on the scene right now, so I can check on that in just a moment. But let me see what else I got here for this one. There wasn't really any cravings too much in this one, other than at the very end of the episode, Mario reveals he's been eating dry pasta for weeks. That causes him to do something that I want to wait until the end of the anime segment. Wait until the end of the animated segment to talk about. And then the only Luigi excuse I have, which is an actual excuse for the first time in quite some time.
Yes.
Me, I don't know how to fly. I don't even know how to drive.
Yes, I wrote that one down too. I was happy for a classic Luigi excuse.
I have it written down, but I'm going to wait to it. Toad calls himself something that I loved so much. And it's used to hype himself up. I'm going to wait till we get to that point in the episode, though. But yes, so, sorry. And real quick, I did find the segment. It's, you stupid banghead is what he says. And it's not Mauser, sorry. It's like a weird, like, Koopa with like a spiky mohawk.
Oh, that's right. The Koopa State Troopa.
The Koopa State Troopa. I love this show so much. The Koopa State Troopa is such a dumb joke. I love it, though. I love it so much. So anyway, the actual animated segment begins. Now that we've kind of gotten out some of the housekeeping. Is that the word? Housekeeping?
Yeah, I would say so.
Okay. The animated segment opens, Dexter, with Mario explaining that the Rotten King Koopa has stolen every drop of spaghetti sauce in Carland, and there's a band of mushroom rebels in a desert fort that are making their own. And Mario and the team are on their way to join them, so that way they can help defend them from the Rotten King Koopa. But then they get pulled over by the Koopa State Troopa, and Mario starts yelling at Toad. He's like, I told you shouldn't have been speeding. Why did I let you drive? And Toad goes back at him, and he goes, well, you were the one who said they needed a nap, and they're just kind of bickering. And it begs the question, Dexter. If they know the Koopa State Troopa works for Koopa, why did they pull over? Like, does he run? Is he like the king of these lands, where like they're following the laws of the local municipality, like, or the country they're in? Like, what the fuck does that mean? Like, why do they even care about whether or not this guy is like working, like pulling them over?
They're just such good guys that they follow the rules, even though the people upholding them are bad. But
bunch of bootlickers is what I'm hearing. Mario's a bunch of goddamn bootlickers.
No, the thing that this, like, I was excited to know with the Toad Warrior name that this was a Road Warrior or Mad Max known spoof. But this also kind of reminds me of, man, can you imagine if our kids' cartoons were based off of our R-rated movies?
I know, right?
I still think about that, how there was a Rambo cartoon, and how there was like action figures for Alien and RoboCop. I don't mean to get us off track, but that just reminded me, like, I can't believe
there's NES games for all of those.
I know. It's just wild to think the things that were marketed to us as kids. But yeah,
I will never understand the idea of marketing. I've said it on other podcasts too. Like, I just don't understand the idea of marketing R-rated movies to children.
Yeah.
Like, sorry, tie-in products for R-rated movies to children. That's what I should say.
Right. Yeah.
I guess, was every kid in the 80s just going to see Aliens?
I think it has more to do, like, there just weren't things for kids back then, and I think that they knew that kids would get into their parents' movies, or it just pop culture. They didn't care that it was R-rated. Like, this is what everybody's talking about. Make something for the kids. That's the only thing I could think of.
I mean, to be fair, that is kind of the thing in general. Like, kids always are interested in what the older kids are into. So, like, high school and teenagers.
And I guess there is comparable stuff now that I think about it, because like Five Nights at Freddy's, I see like little kids, like 3-year-old, 4-year-old, wearing like Five Nights at Freddy's stuff, or even when Squid Game came out, like immediately, like I don't think it had even been multiple months. I was at a Comic-Con and there were kids walking around with little Squid Game plushies of like the people with the masks.
That's
like
so weird.
And I'm like, what are you doing? Like, why does
they murder people?
Right? Like, why does this? Who bought this for this kid, and why does this kid know what it is?
It's so surreal, dude.
Yeah.
So they get pulled over. Peach, or I keep saying Peach, Toadstool. She's Toadstool, though she's not Peach yet. She's not called Peach yet. The Koopa State Trooper calls in them getting pulled over by to Koopa, but at the same time, a Toad with clearly like an army helmet looking like mushroom cap on his head is flying this helicopter made out of a fucking trash can, and he's able to rescue Princess Toadstool, and Mario and Luigi and Toad say, "You go, we'll catch up with you later." And this is where Toad says, "Oh, now's our chance to escape." But before they can do that, that's when the dude comes up and the Koopa State Trooper comes up and brings a bomb. And is like, I love the bombs in this, by the way, because they're always like in the same pose of like, I'm waiting. They have like their hands on their hips. And they're just like so cranky. Like, I'm waiting. Are you done yet? Can I explode, please?
That is what I exist to do. No, exactly.
And then I forget why the Koopa starts yelling at the dude, saying like, "You need to come in, otherwise you need to respond, otherwise I'll kill you," or whatever the fuck he says. So the Koopa State Trooper goes back to the car, and Toad starts like antagonizing the Bob-omb, and it gets him so mad to the point where he lights himself, and the Koopa State Trooper has to jump over and like put him out. This is the line that you were talking about before, where he calls him a bang head. And that's enough of a distraction for Mario and the rest of the crew to get away. And they can meet the Rebel Toad outpost in the middle of the desert. Honestly, they did a great job with like the Mad Max style visuals in this.
Yes, for sure. I'd like to take this opportunity to point out another reference that was made to the Koopa State Trooper refers to himself as Car 54 and a half.
Mm-hmm.
Which is a reference to Car 54, Where Are You?, which was an old sitcom about, and that was the titular, vehicle that the main characters drove, was Car 54. So that was a reference to that with Car 54 and a half. And then the other thing I noticed was, if you were to combine Mario's vehicle with Koopa's vehicle in this, you basically have Bowser's car in Mario 3D World, which is like that purple car with the angry face in the front. I don't know if you remember that.
Mm-hmm. I do remember that, yeah.
Because Koopa's driving a purple car with a face in the front, but the model like shape of the car is more like what Mario's driving in this episode.
Mm-hmm.
That was just something I noticed. Once again, these 80s cartoons doing it first.
I can definitely see that. Did you also notice, though, that the other cars that Koopa's, like kind of the makeshift like gangster cars from Koopa's team, they're all like cars with like different bits of plumbing on them. Like there's a toilet on the one, like the guy's just sitting in a toilet bowl.
Yeah. Yeah, some great makeshift like designs for these vehicles. Mad Max people would be proud.
I love it. As Mario and his team are coming up to, I forget the name of their like little town. I don't know if they ever get a name. Koopa and his squad are starting to attack it. It's just they just call it the Rebel Fort, and they go to attack it. and they're like shooting bombs out of snakes' mouths, and the toads are throwing like produce at everybody. It's honestly, it's a lot is happening. It's a very hectic scene. And while this is all happening, Mario is driving with Luigi and Toad, trying to like meet up with the princess, and they come upon everything that's happening. And one of my favorite bits in this, 7 minutes and around 47 to 48 seconds in, I guess they're like listening to the music on the radio. Luigi has his arms behind his head, resting. He's like, "Oh, this is the life, right?" Like eyes closed, just relax. And Mario is just driving the most casual way you ever see. You know, one arm on the side of the car, eyes half glazed over. Dudes look stoned as hell. And Toad is in the back seat, just snapping his fingers in like the weirdest intervals I've ever seen.
Yeah, definitely.
It is one of the funniest things. I don't understand it. He's just what is Toad doing? He looks like a crab.
Yeah, I don't think Toad knows what he's doing either.
I'll have to ask John Stocker. I'll have to get him back on the podcast and ask him, what the fuck was Toad doing?
The world needs to know.
So Koopa finds out that Mario is on his way, and he what exactly does he do?
Yeah, so some of Koopa's gang comes up behind, like they know Mario's on his way. They're going to ambush him, and Toad notices that they've got company behind them, and like, you should check your rear view mirror. And that's when Mario looks and has like the weirdest stoned face as he looks in the mirror, and he goes, "Yeah, I'm a handsome devil, ain't I?" And that's when he realizes, like, oh no, wait, it's actually, you know, Koopa's people are on them. But also from the front, there's what is it, like a lasagna truck, some kind of truck?
It's a lasagna tanker.
It pulls out in front of them, so they're going to T-bone this giant truck. And also something we wouldn't see in cartoons today, Mario says, "Unfasten your seatbelts."
Oh my god, you're right. Like, why? Just why would he say that?
He wants them to launch when they hit this tanker for some reason. But yeah, it launches them into the sky, and to the point where they go through the clouds and there's star, like they're basically in space, and Toad grabs onto one of the stars, like a power star. And I thought that they were going to turn invincible, like they normally do with the stars, but instead, the princess just has all the Toads stack up a bunch of mattresses for when they land. And they bounce off safely and everything, and Toad still has this little star with him. For some reason, hasn't said a word about, "I got a star, guys," or anything. Like it takes a couple scenes before he announces it. But, so that's when Koopa's next plan is to bring in the Thunderbirdo, which is basically just a cart with an enormous birdo on it.
Giant fucking birdo.
To launch basically these egg missiles at the at the good guys in the rebel base. And I believe that's when it goes into the commercial break there. And that's when Toadstool has the plan of like, okay, well, guys, this is what we got to do to stop Koopa. You go over here, and that's when she tells Luigi to fly the helicopter, and that's when we
and real quick, right before that, because Koopa has been bombing their base for a while at that point, the Toadstool is out and like starting. When she's about to give those commands, everyone's in hiding, and she's like, "We all have to get moving now." And there's 3 manholes right next to each other, and they all pop out of the manholes. I'm like, what sewer is designed under this place that requires 3 manholes in the span of like 10 feet?
That's very true. I don't know why I didn't realize that. I guess I'm still in cartoon logic that you just put manholes wherever you need them.
I'm like, it's just so crazy. Yeah, you're right, because then she says that her plan is basically Mario and her are going to take the tanker of spaghetti sauce because it's the only thing Koopa cares about. Luigi will be in the helicopter, and Toad will use the power star to become what, Dexter?
He-Man. No, I'm sorry. The Toad Warrior. But
That got me. That was perfect.
He actually says, "By the power of the shining star, I'm Toad Warrior."
Okay, and
Instead of by the
that's
power
the
of
He-Man
Grayskull.
reference you're talking about.
Yes, and they even do like the little animation when he uses it. Like he holds it out in front of him and holds it up in the air, the same way that He-Man starts by the power of Grayskull, and then raises the sword in the air. They like cut to it specifically to be just like that. So yeah, by the power of the shining star, I am the Toad Warrior, and he transforms to have this really cool biker helmet with little cute spikes, and he's got a nice blue biker jacket. Spontaneously creates a motorcycle, which I guess
Out of
didn't.
the bike, he wasn't riding
He
a
wasn't.
bike yet,
That's what I
was
was
he?
gonna say, because when he transforms back to normal, he's got like a little yellow tricycle.
It was, I thought when he transforms back and I saw the tricycle, I'm like, oh, I guess he had a tricycle to begin with. Nope.
Nope.
Tricycle, whatever the fuck. That is so funny. Know what he also calls himself after he transforms? He goes, I am the fantastic fungus, the supercharged mushroom of might.
That's right. He gives himself those extra names.
Those monikers.
Very Darkwing Duck of him.
And then this begins kind of like the last like really big set, like it's the last action set piece of the episode of the cartoon segment. I guess of the episode. There's not really action in the live action segment. He asked to give me 5, and one of the Toads like, all right, and he puts up a hand. He's like, not a high 5 of those bombs.
Yeah.
So he gets a whole bunch of bombs, and then it begins with them peeling out of the fort. And there's actually a pretty good bit where Koopa's like, Koopa gets run over by the truck, and he goes, "Go get them." And then Luigi comes out in the helicopter and runs over Koopa, and that loser Luigi too. And then another vehicle, Toad comes out and rides over him. He goes, "Just get all of them." He's just losing his shit over it.
Yes, there's one part during this action where I think it's the Koopa State Troopa character is comes up behind them, or one of the Koopas comes up behind them, and Princess Toadstool just tosses him a bomb. And instead of like immediately throwing it, like hot potato, he just jumps off of their car with the bomb.
He picks it up and jumps it back onto his car
and explodes. I was like, what?
What? And earlier, like, because I have the episode on the background. Earlier in the scene than that, a car rides up alongside of Mario and Toadstool, and once again they're driving the pasta sauce trailer, and what a wild sentence. And he throws a bomb in, and it lands on the dashboard. And I love what it does. It lands on the dashboard, turns around, because remember, bombs have arms and legs. Turns around and just puts its hands on its hips and just stares at them while it's lit. And part of me was like, these people have clearly never played video games, because if you have a timed explosive device, you purposely hold it longer so that way it explodes upon arriving at the destination, so they don't have time to throw it back at you.
Right.
But they don't do that. They they either freak out, or as you described, Peach will throw one to a guy and he freaks out and picks it up and takes it with him.
I thought that was so funny. And then they take care of the Thunderbirdo by throwing the entire bag of bombs
right down its fucking gullet.
Yes, right into
its nose
Birdo's
mouth
face hole. Yeah,
its face hole. And Toadstool celebrates by blowing up that Birdo by doing like a handstand on the side of on top of the ketchup bottle truck thing.
Yeah, that was weird. Meanwhile, I think if I remember correctly, I made note of it. There's a really cool like remix of Mario Brothers 2's, like, I don't know if it's the underground theme or like When You're Indoors, that song that plays. They've done like a remixed version. It's not like super amped up, but it fits the scene nicely, which is pretty cool.
And they also have a cool, like, I think this scene is also pretty cool because it's honestly a really good parody of the Road Warrior movie.
Yeah.
It's been a while since I've seen the Road Warrior. So I can't remember all the different like parallels. Luigi in the helicopter is a direct parallel though. Like that's something that's a major action set piece in the Road Warrior. And I believe that guy also keeps track of how many kills the same way Luigi is doing that by putting like stickers on the side. But like I said, it's been probably a decade since I've seen the Road Warrior, so I don't remember it all entirely well.
Based on an anime and manga, if I remember correctly, too. By the way,
The Road Warrior?
Yeah.
Wait, like the freaking the George Romero. I think it was
the old
George
Mel
Romero.
Gibson movie is based on. I don't know if it's the same name or not, but I know it's based on like an anime manga type thing.
Oh, I did not know that. I'm gonna have to look into this. So the way that the action scene concludes, though, Dexter, is that the Toad Warrior, Toad challenges Bowser to a race, and if he wins, they get to keep the pasta sauce. If he loses, Koopa takes the pasta sauce. And the way he defeats Koopa is that they jump over a ravine, and Toad's able to make it. Koopa is not, and he has a parachute, and he's floating steadily down into the river. He's like, "You can't keep a bad Koopa down," or whatever. The Road Warrior, Toad Warrior, excuse me, turns back into Toad on a tricycle. Mario and Toadstool have made it safely off of like they crossed a bridge as well. And I don't know what happens to Luigi. You don't really see him too much after. He just kind of appears. Like he doesn't land his helicopter. He just like appears.
Oh yeah.
I'm just double checking. I'm like, because the last you see of him, I believe, is after he drops a bomb on Mauser, and I'm pretty sure like you don't see him appear at all. Yeah, it's Mario and Toadstool come up, and Luigi's right there with him. So like you don't see him land. You just assume he has landed somewhere else. And this is where Mario goes to the pasta sauce tanker. And he goes, "I can't wait anymore. I've been eating dried pasta for weeks." And then he opens the side of the tanker and it's just feeding into his mouth directly.
Yeah, like on full blast.
That man has no gag reflex.
No, how else are you going to have that much pasta? And
yeah, he's just taking it down, man. God bless him. It's so wild. My only other question before we wrap up the animated segment, Dexter, is in this world that they've posited, pasta sauce is the valuable resource. Isn't Mario just greedily wasting, like gluttonally wasting the most valuable resource of Carland?
Absolutely.
Pasta sauce?
He's the true villain here. But no, wasn't there? I want to say, didn't the movie end and it was actually sand? Like they'd been tricked that it wasn't actually the big tanker that everyone's fighting over for oil.
I believe that was the plan of Mel Gibson's character in the movie. Yes,
to trick them. That was full.
It's been a long time since I've seen it, though.
I was assuming something like that would happen. And if I may revise my previous statement, it was not based on a manga. They must have made one based on it, though, because just doing some quick research, it just was talking about how like Fist of the North Star was heavily influenced, and some other anime was influenced by Road Warrior and Mad Max. That was an original thing. I don't know why I remember seeing something about it having like anime influences, but must have been the other way around.
Side note, it's not. I misspoke. It's George Miller who wrote and directed these movies, not George Romero. He's the zombie guy.
Yeah, Dawn of the Dead, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. When I said it, I'm like, I don't think that's right. I think that's the zombie dude, and I was right. It was the zombie dude. It was not. It was not the other one. So that ends the animated segment. And it cuts back to our live action segment, and it's Mario and Luigi sitting at the table, Luigi going over all of this girl's dating profile stats, and she gives Mario a cute little wink, and she's just kind of walking around, and Mario's trying to tell Luigi, like, she's great, she's beautiful, she's got a great sense of humor, and she's got a 2-year warranty. And he goes, Mario, I went outside, checked her car, there's no license plate numbers, and she's eating that wrench.
Yeah, she was just gnawing on it.
Oh, and he also said that she touched their upstairs neighbor's car, and bada bing, bada boom, bada bing, it disintegrated. I actually kind of like how long, because normally you say bada bing, bada boom, and then that's it. But he kept going. He goes bada bing, bada boom, bada bing, bada bing, bada boom, bada boom, and then it's just so anticlimactic. It disintegrated.
Yeah, Luigi's performance in this is awesome in this episode.
I like it a lot too. And then she before we get to the next scenes of Legend of Zelda moment, she's turning on a light bulb with her fist, just squeezing it.
Isn't that what he said? Like, you fell in love with a light bulb or whatever, and she's like over off to the side, turning it on and off like Uncle Fester.
I do think it's kind of funny though. So after that happens, and they do, the next, I'm excited to see these next scenes from the next Legend of Zelda, that whole thing.
Right.
It was kind of funny. I think this is the first time I've seen this text. There's some lore. There's some story, not lore, I should say. There is some story progression in this scene. They never use story progression in this scene. She says she has to go back to her home. I must return home. I must leave you. I must return home. And Mario's like, why? She's like, I have to go home to see the next episode of The Legend of Zelda.
Right.
But that's the first time I've seen in this show they actually used there's actually like a story beat in this. Now I could be wrong. Also, we do these once a month, and we go back and forth between Zelda, so we could have missed one.
Yeah.
But I feel like that's the only time we've seen it.
I thought the same thing. That felt right.
The episode, so the last portion of this live action segment is when it comes back from the Zelda clips. Luigi's looking through a periscope at a stock footage of a sci-fi spaceship, and he goes, "Oh, I hope Mario's not up there." And then they crash. You see some crash, like everything's shaking. He pushes the periscope back up, which I did not know they had a periscope in their basement apartment. I gotta know, Dexter, what the fuck is that for?
He must have just built it. Just to keep an eye on Mario. He comes in carrying her.
Yeah, go ahead.
I kind of wish there was no way back then on this budget, but it would have been amazing if she came in carrying him.
Mm-hmm. I mean, if she was strong enough, she could have. But these actors are coming in for maybe an hour to film this. I would love to get. I should see if I can get her on the podcast. Oh my gosh, I should see if I can get her on the podcast. Claire Carey, even though all of her stuff has nothing to do with video games, I want to get her on just so I can ask her about working on this show at the earliest moments of her career.
Yes, what that was like. Saying like, do you want to do Mario? Okay, I guess you're going to be a robot, alien, something.
Well, here's the crazy thing too. So if she was on Coach, right? Coach began in '89 as well. So my theory is that she must not have gotten the role when she booked this episode.
No, I don't think so.
Her previous credits prior to this show, she had some some popular stuff. She or not, I shouldn't say popular stuff. She had been in shows that were at least there's one I recognize is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
She was in the show Mr. Belvedere, which wasn't that a spin-off?
Yes.
It was a spin-off of something. I can't remember the name of it.
But yeah, I do remember that, but I can't remember what it was a spin-off of.
I can't remember either. She was in an episode of Mr. Belvedere, did an episode of a show called Houston Nights, which I have never heard, but it only ran for one season, so that's probably why. Did a TV movie called Once Upon a Texas Train. She did a couple things. She did an episode of CBS Summer Playhouse. She did a movie called Waxwork, which is a horror movie from 1988. And is she a lead in it? She's got a credited role. So I don't know. It's 6.1 out of 10 on IMDb, so maybe it's actually a pretty good horror movie. Horror movies don't usually do too well.
She was also in Home Alone 4. Is that
what? Was she in Home Alone 4? That's wild.
She played A. McAllister. I don't know if she was playing the mom or what.
I don't know if I've seen actually Home Alone 4. I've seen Home Alone 3. I don't know if I saw Home Alone 4. But real quick, she actually might have been a bit of a scream queen, because I'm looking at her IMDb credits, and she was in a bunch of horror movies prior to getting the Mario show, which not that would have changed anything per se, but then she was in Coach for 129 episodes, right? So she got like a long role, like a role that lasted a good amount of time, but I don't know if there's been anything else that has had that longevity as Coach. But prior to that, Zombie High was her first credit on IMDb. Once Upon a Train in Texas, like I mentioned before, which is not a horror movie, but then Uninvited is a horror movie. Waxwork is a horror movie. Uninvited is a horror movie where it's a cat infected with a genetically engineered virus escapes from a lab and goes on a killing spree, finding its way on board a shady businessman's yacht loaded with young guests. Oh my, dude, some of this, like the grabs from this are insane.
That's wild.
Wow, this is extremely 80s. That's very funny. Anyway, so the live action segment ends. Like you said, she comes in with Mario holding her. She says that she has to go and she's very sorry and she'll miss him. But Mario has a really good line where he goes, I found out like we don't even have the same blood type. I have, what is it, like B, and she has 30 weight.
Yeah. Yeah, I think he said I've got A positive and she's got 30 weight.
Pretty good like robot oil joke. I actually kind of like that.
Yeah.
She has to go and he goes, well, can you give me something for me to remember you by? And she takes out a robotic looking heart, which is literally just a red shape. It's like a heart shape with little, like, it's supposed to be lights, but they don't light up.
Yeah, that's true.
It's definitely supposed to be lights around like a frame of a heart. And then she walks off and Mario just holds it over his own heart. He's like, oh, I'm going to miss her so much. Then they do the Mario, and that's it for this one.
Yeah. Yep. That wraps it up. I don't know if you mind me going first, but I thought it was
please do.
Solid episode, both live action and animated. Probably one of the better ones in a while, I would say.
Mm-hmm.
Like very well rounded. There was nothing particularly like boring about it. The episode, did its thing. It got in, it got out. It didn't feel like it dragged anywhere. Most of the jokes were pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
So solid top tier episode.
I'm with you on that, man. I enjoyed this one quite a bit. It was very watchable. There was lots of moments where I legitimately laughed out loud, usually not because of anything that they probably did on purpose. Like, I don't like when the bad guy picks up Toadstool's bomb and takes it with him. I don't know if that was on purpose to be a joke or not. Maybe it was. But stuff like that just really made me laugh. Like, there was a lot of like silly stuff like that. Once again, love the imagination of like fucking toilet like cars of like of plumbing based car combat. It's just so absurd.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. But Dexter, I think that will do it for this one, man. This was a fun one. I appreciate you giving me your time on this. Thank you for your patience too. There'll be a lot of stuff I'm editing out of this, a lot of flubs on my end. So I appreciate. There's another one. I appreciate your patience. But Dexter, before we go, where can the good people find you online, and what would you like to promote?
Oh, y'all can find me on most of the social medias out there. You can just search my name, Dexter Morrill, DexterMorrill. You can find me on there either sharing some of my artwork or I teach art as well, so you might see some of my students' artwork. I also like to share a lot of this stuff that we talk about, the animation side things or even retro video game side things. At the time of this recording, if you want to chat about the Ocarina of Time remake, I'm pretty stoked about that. So you can always come find me there, or just keep on listening to the Still Loading podcast.
And if you don't want to talk to somebody about the Ocarina of Time remake, I'm your guy because I have so little interest in it. I know it's it's not that hot of take. I would say it's got like pretty like most of the reactions I see online is either yours, like, yeah, I'm really excited about this, or very few like this is stupid and bad. I don't think it's stupid and bad. I'm just kind of
yeah.
It's
no,
there.
I've definitely heard some of your take as well.
Did I? Oh yeah, we texted about it. I was like, did I? Oh yeah. I gotta stop raining on people's parade, man. People should like what they like.
It would be bad if you were like telling me I was stupid for liking it. That would be the problem.
Well, no. Well, I already know that. No, I'm just kidding. but no. Thank you once again, Dex. As for myself, you can follow me on Blue Sky at StillLoadingPodcast.com, Instagram at StillLoadingPod, Twitch at StillLoadingPod, where I have not streamed in like over a month or so, like 2 months at this point. Just haven't been feeling it. Maybe I'll get around to it again. We'll see. If you like the show and you want to support it, the easiest way to do that is give it a 5-star rating or review on whichever podcasting app you use. It helps more people find the show and it pleases the algorithm gods or something like that. You can also support the show over on Patreon, patreon.com/stillloadingpod. For only $1 a month, you get all the episodes a little bit earlier with better audio quality, as well as access to patron voting rights, which help guide the direction of the show. There's also a $3 level where you get everything I mentioned prior, plus patron shoutouts, which you heard at the beginning of this episode. For $4 a month, you get everything I mentioned prior, plus 2 mini bonus episodes every month. And for $5 a month, you get everything, all the previous years, plus access to my monthly movie podcast, which right now is called Still Muppeting. It is the only Muppet movie podcast where me and my buddy Doug from the Nostalgia Marcanum podcast play the music, light the lights, and we talk about the Muppets on Still Muppeting tonight. And that is all over at patreon.com/stillloadingpod. But that's it, man. That's all the time I got for you on this episode of Still Loading. Thank you all so much for listening. Dexter, thank you once again for joining me.
Pleasure as always.
And with all that said, listeners, do the Mario.
Hello, it's me, Mario.